Imagine your life lasts only 10 years. What would you give to earn 5 more years with the people you love? Well, your dog wishes that he could be here for longer too, but his life is cut short by the darkest secret of the pet industry. Latest research now confirms that the food which promises to get your dog in good shape, provide him with all the nutrients he needs, and improve his digestion is actually cutting his life short by 1/3. That means that the average life of a pet could be increased by half if only your furry best friend was getting proper nutrition. Veterinary specialists were appalled by in-depth testing of some of the top food brands on the market. Observations and research carried out in the poorest countries of the world with large populations of stray dogs have revealed that these dogs live, in fact, much longer than the most pampered house dogs. Stray dogs in countries like India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, and Turkey are overall healthier because they get to pick the food they eat even if they have less access to it. In fact, researchers have observed that strays usually will avoid regular pet food when it's offered to them, unless they are severely underfed or have gone hungry for days. But house dogs have to eat what is placed in their bowl day after day because they trust their owners more than they trust their own noses and their instincts. They also eat commercial food because most dogs have been used to it since they were small pups, so their bodies are no longer able to recognize what is good food and what is bad food. Most of the food on the market is just junk food for dogs. Every scrap of low-quality meat and skin that the beef, poultry, and fish producers wouldn't even dare put in human food. They simply blend together and dump out into your dog's bowl. Even the highest-end pet food products on the market are worse than feeding your dog buckets of KFC morning, day, and night. Good Americans who love their pets are being duped with promises of fresh ingredients or real meat when even the most expensive food brands fill their formulas with wheat, vegetable oils, and corn. Have you ever seen wolves eat corn in the wild? No? Then it should never show up in your dog's food either. If you see such ingredients or something that says animal byproduct, you should stop feeding your dog with this food immediately. Foods like these have been causing massive increases in the rates of dog cancers, pet joint problems that cause permanent disability, and severe digestive discomfort and pain. Ever since these ad campaigns started running in the 70s, the rates of health problems in dogs have been skyrocketing. It was recently discovered by multiple studies done in the University of Texas, Scotland, and Austria that most pets suffer from what researchers labeled as secret obesity. A small 3-pound increase in your dog's weight is equivalent to a 30-pound increase in your weight and does 5 times the damage to their bodies. Only 3 pounds can cut your dog's life by 1/3. Research has discovered that the damage is devastating, even if the pet seems perfectly fine, and the owners think nothing is wrong. And most people can't even tell if their dog is severely overweight because advertising campaigns for dog food showed you morbidly obese dogs as the new normal. The dog food companies are handpicking these fat dogs and showing them to you as normal, healthy pups because they want to cover up for their poor quality standards. And your vet won't do anything about it. He might not even ever mention it because they rarely hear about it in school. Their education is focused on patching up major problems, often when they've become so severe as to be irreversible. Luckily for loving pet owners, there's also an easy solution to the problem. There are essential nutrients that your dog is lacking and that you could reintroduce into his diet today. According to scientists, these nutrients can wipe out years of damage done by poor quality food. You can find some of these nutrients in your kitchen right now, yet they're identical to what your dog would be eating if he was living out there in the wild. These nutrients can reverse the harm done to your furry best friend, and pet owners using them have already added years to the lives of their dogs. Experts estimate that this combination of nutrients can add between 2 and 4 years to your pet's life. Top veterinarian researchers and exclusive dog breeders to the celebrities consider these nutrients a wolf switch, meaning they kickstart your dog's natural ability to purify his own body as if he were still living like his ancestors, the wolves. They completely transform the blood circulation and nutrient absorption capacity of your dog, something wild dogs and wolves are naturally adapted to do. These nutrients that activate the wolf switch have become famous in high-end clinics for pets. The rich and famous take their pets and even their exotic animals to clinics that use these nutrients in specialized protocols to clean out the bodies of the animals of years of built-up toxins clogging their system. The latest research could finally help erase hidden pain that is tormenting millions of dogs out there. Imagine how grateful your dog would be to finally feel comfortable in his body after years of suffering he couldn't even speak to you about. Now beloved pets will get a new lease on life, immediately becoming more energized, getting their joints properly lubricated and more flexible, fixing digestion problems that have been causing bloating, diarrhea, and constipation for years, looking better than ever, and feeling no discomfort in their bodies.
Lady is my best friend. In fact, she's the only friend I had after all my 5 kids left for college. I could sometimes see in her eyes that she was in discomfort, but I thought I was doing the right thing. I mean, I was buying her all the very best food, top-end treats, and I never missed a vet checkup. It broke my heart to see her looking at me with those sad little eyes and not knowing what was up. Finally, after discovering these nutrients, she's like a small little puppy again. She's full of life and she's so happy. It's been life-changing. In fact, we're about 5 months into using these nutrients, and I'd say it's probably the best thing I've ever done for Lady.
My Sheltie Cooper used to run around in the backyard all day, but when he turned 7, I could see something change in him. He was still a young pup to me, but he was getting tired quicker, losing his spark, and having trouble with his joints and stomach. Sometimes he would even have a limp for a day or two. The vet assured me there was nothing wrong, but I knew my dog better than anyone, and I knew he wasn't feeling well. So I took matters into my own hands. I started him on these nutrients, and now he's back to his old self again. I can tell how happy and grateful he is that I'm looking out for him.
I've never placed much hope in the vets. To me, they always jump the gun, recommending thousands of dollars in pills and scans and treatments, scaring you silly so they can recommend some fancy-sounding product that doesn't do anything for your dog. I was sick and tired of it, so I started looking into it myself, and I read about these nutrients. My terrier Jack has never been happier. Now at 15 years old, he can outrun most of the younger pups at the park without breaking a sweat. He's in the best shape of his life, and I'll make sure to keep him that way.
My terrier Jack has always struggled with his joints and stomach. For the past 4 years, it felt like an uphill battle, running from vet to vet, just trying to get him more comfortable. I never even dreamed he could be running around like a puppy again. And he even lost some weight. I feel terrible knowing that he suffered without the nutrients he needed, but now that we've tried this treatment, we are never giving it up again.
Dolly was my wife's dog, and after she passed, she was never really the same dog again. Now I had to take care of her, and it was clear to me that she wasn't just sad she lost her owner. Dolly's fur was losing its luster, and there were days when nothing would convince her to get up and go for a walk. Something else was clearly going on, and I suspected it might be the food. My wife used to hand mix Dolly's food every day. Now that I got her on this new treatment, she's like a brand new dog. I might not be cooking for her, but she is getting the healthiest gravy on her food. I know Catherine is smiling down on us and proud of me for taking such good care of her best friend.
I adopted 3 police dogs from our unit once they were formally retired, and all of them were in pretty bad shape. I thought it was just old age. They are 10, 13, and 15, but once they tried the Primal nutrients treatment, they turned back into the fierce canine unit dogs I used to know. Now they run me around the trails behind our house every single day. Added bonus, now even I am in the best shape of my life with all this jogging. Can't wait to get the next batch for them.